We're gonna find out if that patience pays off, but yeah, I'm sure it will eventually. I just know right now in this very moment and how I'm feeling, it's not a good feeling. And so, yeah, I'm hoping that what's happening, truckers and truckies. It's your boy Jewel, making another video for y'all today. Man, I hate to say this video is not really as motivational as I like to be most of the time, because I just kind of gotta set y'all with the real quick and let y'all know the predicament that I have been in, that I'm currently in. I'm not really feeling too good right now, you know? I'm not really feeling too good. Actually kind of bummed out a little bit. Like, I have literally, let me start off by saying that I have been a trucker now for, I'd say, 4 months, since I gotten out of CDL school. I guess we could say 3 months, you know, since I got licensed and, you know, actually got certified. And so, yeah, I would go ahead and just say I've been a trucker now for 3 months, working at Werner. I started my training about 3 months ago. Been over the road now by myself for about 3 weeks, almost going on a month. So yeah, almost about 3 months. And I'll just say this: all of the hype that they give this particular career when you first start out, it is literally a sales pitch. Like, starting off is rough, man. It's rough. It's rough in the sense to where you're pretty much taking bottom of the barrel jobs. Yet, like, pretty much you're pretty much being forced to take the L, being a new rookie driver out here. And I say that because I have been, like I said, doing this over the road by myself now for 3 weeks, and thinking that I was going to have like so much work offered to me once I became solo driver, thinking that my checks would be a lot more than what they have been, and that is completely untrue. And there's different variations to as of why that may be, and I'm trying to sort them out right now. So let me give you a little bit more detail behind that statement. So I am, like I've told you guys previously, working the Midwest Elite Fleet with Werner right now, and I started off training as a Dollar General driver. So I was originally training over the road to learn how to deliver to Dollar Generals. That particular account starts off paying really well for new drivers, and so that was obviously the reason why I chose that account for Werner, through Werner, was because it was a high paying account. Starting out, you're pretty much looking at $80,000 to $90,000 a year. So with that, they ended up I ended up getting through training. I finished my 3 weeks, 21 days training over the road, which they require minimum. And at the end of that training period, I was given a call by driver recruiting through Werner. And they pretty much told me there's no Dollar General accounts available right now. So we're gonna have to switch you over to an account that is available. So basically, they were full. They had no more need for drivers for the account once I got done with my training. Bummed out. That was the first bummer that I had to take, the first L that I had to take, because yeah, that was one of the best accounts they had, you know. And so I was really looking forward to that, and that's literally what I learned. That's what I was training in the whole 3 months. And so, yep, boom boom, they told me I need to change my account, and they ended up offering me 2 accounts that were available at the time, which was the AWG account that I am assisting with right now, and the Midwest Elite Fleet account. And so I decided to go. Originally, I chose the AWG account because it was more of a short haul, wasn't really over the road. They told me that it would be home weekly, and the pay was lower, but I'm like, okay, if I can be home weekly, I would rather do that than to be out for 14 days, right? 2 days off. And so I ended up taking the AWG, and I realized, okay, I'm only going to be getting paid this much, which was like 46 cents per mile, I think, or 45 cents per mile or something like that. And then come to find out, the home weekly was a lie. So basically, the recruiting lady that told me about the position, she told me it was a home weekly position. When I talked to the fleet manager, he was like, well, yeah, it's actually 14 days out, 2 days off. And so I'm like, well, what the heck? Like, I was looking forward to that home weekly. So it's like, what's the point of me even taking this account now? So I called back recruiting, had them switch me over to the Elite Fleet account, which I am on now, and I've been doing that since I got out of training, whatever. So yeah, boom, fast forward 3 weeks. Now I have been on this Elite Fleet account, and this account actually pays 50 cents a mile, which was a little better than the last one. Still not coming close to what Dollar General was going to be paying me. Dollar General was like 65 cents per mile, plus stop pay, plus unload pay. So much other incentives involved with the Dollar General account. So here I am working the Elite Fleet account, and it's just kind of been a messy experience so far. Been getting great experience as far as like learning how to do the job, learning how to deal with shippers, and you know, the ins and outs of the logistics and all of that. But as far as the pay goes, I've literally only been getting like $400 or $500 checks, and that's per week, and not even close to what it is I thought I would be getting, right? And so what I'm trying to say is the trips that they give out to new drivers, I don't know if it's just a me thing or if it's just how it is for new drivers, but the first trip I had was pretty good. It went from Neosho, Missouri to Phoenix, Arizona. So that was about a 1,200 mile trip, plus deadhead miles and all of that. I think it came out to like $800 for that one trip. But that one trip took me 4 to 5 days to deliver. Granted, it was a trip that went through the weekend, and they didn't open back up until Tuesday because of the holiday. And so that trip took about 4 or 5 days just to deliver. And so as you can imagine, it was a lot of downtime. You only get paid by the mile. And so that was an $800 trip. My next trip didn't follow over until the next week. And so after taxes, I think my first check was like $700, which, okay, I'm like, this is not too bad. You know, I missed a few days in that last week while I was doing that trip. And so, yeah, once I had to do my 34-hour reset, which fell on the week after that first trip, I only had one trip for that week. And so the following week, which was last week, I only got paid like $400 for one trip. And yeah, and so basically I left out the part about this particular account involving a guaranteed pay incentive. And so what a guaranteed pay incentive is, you know, I'm trying to find a way to hold this thing. I don't have a phone holder right now, so, but anyways, bear with me. What guaranteed pay is, though, is basically you know, you're incentivized to get a set pay every week as long as you're available for loads throughout the whole week, meaning as long as you don't take any home time. And I believe there's other stipulations like you can't be late for a load, you can't have any accidents or incidents or anything like that happen, and yeah, you have to be available for the whole work week or whatever. And so you know, just automatically assuming that that incentive is going to be applied and is going to be honored, I just assume that my checks would be at least $1,200 a week, because that's what the incentive is. The guaranteed pay is $1,200 a week. Have not seen a $1,200 check. Haven't even seen a $900 or $1,000 check, and that really sucks. It really sucks, because getting into trucking and being out here on the road for 2 weeks straight, you would have assumed to have accumulated a lot more money. When they say, truckers get $1,000 a week, and there's a lot of money to be made, which is true, very true. But in my case, I have not seen those weeks yet. And I mean, I am only on week 3, and I may be I may be jumping the gun, and I may just not have been able to get good trips yet. I don't really know. But I just know that the trips that they have been giving me, they kind of been running my clock. And so my clock goes down, my 70 hours are kind of being ran through, and it forces me to take a 34-hour reset for my 70-hour clock to restart. And so with that as well, it's been holding me back from being able to do more trips and get more money. You only get paid in this job if you're moving. So when you're sitting still, you're literally not getting paid. But that not even being a factor when it comes to guaranteed pay, as long as I'm available and as long as I'm able to take a load and I'm not taking home time, that guaranteed pay should be incentivized each week. And it's pretty much because they're just pretty much using us to, like I'm right now, like I said, I'm helping with an AWG account, which is Associated Wholesale Groceries. And, they just kind of send us to places in different areas that need help, and or they'll give us a load, like they gave me my first 2 loads, and they'll send me over the road to drop a load, wherever. And, so on and so forth. But I think that's where the incentive comes in, just the fact that they just kind of use the elite fleet drivers as helpers, and they send us around, and we may have work one day, we may not have work one day, but just to incentivize us for that guaranteed pay. I feel like that is what it's supposed to be initiated for. But I have not seen that guaranteed pay. My check this week was $400, and what am I supposed to do with that? Like, literally that check went straight towards my rent, and I had nothing left. So I'm literally on my last dime right now, y'all. And I would say for me to have been out here rather through training or driving solo for about 3 months now, and still not really have seen very good money. I got paid more money through training than I have driving solo. And so I see a big problem with that, and I feel like it's gonna have to be addressed. I did send out a message, and I plan to reach out to my transportation manager tomorrow to kind of clear this up and see where everything is at with it. When I spoke with payroll, they told me that they did not see that guaranteed pay notated on my account on their end, and so they told me to reach out to my transportation manager, let him know, kind of get a good explanation as to how that is going to be applied. And hopefully with that conversation with him, I'm hoping that that incentive is applied to my weekly pay, man, because there's just no way I'm going to be able to survive off of $400 to even $700 a week. Like, I was getting paid that much at my other job doing Class B work and driving black cars. Like, I was getting paid good, and I was barely doing any work doing that job. So yeah, I'm gonna have to have something better. It's gonna have to be better than this, or I will literally probably have to find something else. I want to stick with Werner for as long as I can to get my experience and to be with the same company for a good amount of time to get that experience, because I don't want to jump around from company to company, because then that looks bad on my record in my job history. And so, yeah, I have talked to different companies recently, and, I have gotten a few offers, which I have kind of been, going back and forth on. And only problem is that if I leave to go to these companies, they're going to most likely make me go through training again. I know one company definitely said that I would have to go through another 2-week training, which I really highly don't want to do. And so I would rather just stick it out and get my driving experience so that I can become a semi-expert driver, which would be 3 to 6 months of experience, so that I could just go to whatever other company and they'll just hire me directly onto their fleet. So yeah, that's where I am with it right now, y'all. I'm kind of stuck right now, contemplating on whether or not, just a little bit of overthinking, and then a little bit of hopeless, I don't know, feelings about where I am right now. Maybe just because I've been away from home for 2.5 weeks now, and I just don't really feel like it has been worth it so far. But it could turn around. I'm hoping that this conversation with my manager tomorrow positively impacts how things go moving forward. And if I can get that guaranteed pay locked in, I'll be all good. But if not, and they try to hit me with something outside of what I've been told, I may have to think twice, and I may have to try to take my other options, because there's also some local positions that have been trying to reach out, and I would much rather be local. I do want to have over-the-road experience because it opens up a lot more doors, but if I just have to go local with a company and stay with that local company, then I'll do that too. But yeah, that's where I'm at with it, y'all, and I just wanted to be transparent with y'all about that. I just wanted to touch on that and let y'all know that starting off as a trucker, it's going to be rough. There's going to be a lot of things that you're trying to figure out. There's going to be a lot of learning curves that you have, and you just got to ask questions and, I guess be patient. I don't know. We're going to find out if that patience pays off, but yeah, I'm sure it will eventually. I just know right now, in this very moment, and how I'm feeling, it's not a good feeling. And so, yeah, I'm hoping that this pay increases and that things start to turn out better in this. But I have been enjoying myself, for the most part. Traveling is great, but getting paid is greater. So that is the end goal. I'm not out here to be on vacation, even though sometimes it can feel like that when I'm out in different states just exploring different things. But I'm out here to get paid, and so that's what I expect. I expect to get paid, and I expect to, be paid accordingly to what it is that is being offered. So yep, that's all I got though, y'all, and I just hope somebody takes this. Don't take it as a downer. Don't take it as demotivation, if that's a word. And I don't want y'all to, overthink what it is that I'm sharing here, but I just wanted to be transparent and let y'all know that things may not always go as planned, but we're figuring it out, and I would definitely let y'all know how things turn out and where I go from here. But keeping a positive mindset always. I still want to motivate y'all to do this thing. Get into trucking if you really want to. It is a great field, and there's a lot of great other opportunities and jobs out there. You don't have to work for the company I work for or anything, but I will say that there is a lot of great companies that may be able to offer you what it is that you're looking for right out of CDL school. They try to tell you that you have to have so much experience, but it's not very much necessary unless you're really just wanting to stay over the road, or unless there's a particular job that you want and they require you to have that experience. But there's plenty of local positions out there willing to hire you, plenty of whatever type of trucks you're trying to drive, flatbed, reefer, drive-in. Plenty of opportunities out there for you. Even if you want to use your CDL to drive buses or whatever the case may be, drive box trucks. Whatever the case is, there's plenty of opportunities. Don't ever feel like you have to settle. And yeah, I'm learning my lessons and I'm going to move accordingly, but I know that this is not going to stop me from being successful in this industry, and I will continue to learn, continue to grow, continue to gain my experience and share with y'all everything that I learned along the way. So with that being said, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. If you are not subscribed, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel, and show your boys some love. Leave some comments down in the comments. Let me know if you're a trucker or if you're a truckee, and let me know if you have any similar experiences like this. It's nice to have a community of people to talk to and share your thoughts and feelings and stuff like that. So that's what I'm doing. So let's do it together, y'all. I'm glad that I was able to get this off my chest, though, because it's kind of just been sitting with me all day and it hasn't been a great feeling. So thank y'all for listening. Stay motivated, stay professional, and get up on your grind, man. Get up on your grind. Don't let the grind stop. All right, peace out. I'll talk to y'all later.